Welcome back, everybody, to Good Things Utah. We end the show with Rob Sirstins. He's an empowerment coach and motivational speaker, and today we are talking about knowing your worth. And that's such a buzzword. Those are buzzwords, but what does it really mean, Rob?
I mean, it's more of identifying your worth. And what I mean by that, it's we're not really taught how do we grow up in this culture of really how to find self-love and self-worth, right? It's always about serving others. And so a lot of times we get trapped into this people-pleasing and pushing out energy to find external validation. And that's where the trap is. And so a lot of us grow up pouring so much love and energy into other people, and then those relationships sometimes don't go the way that we hoped. We, see abuse in the family, all these things that mark and leave an imprint in our life moving forward. And then that's what we believe, and that's where the trouble lies.
Do we know our worth, though, at birth, and do we know it, and then somehow it gets stripped away little by little?
I believe so. I believe so. I believe that we grow up in a very beautiful, sacred manner, and then we're told things, and then as a kid, we believe everything that we're told. And so if we grow up in an abusive household, and we, in a household that we're on a rewards basis, right? And so if we do good in school, then we're loved. If we do bad, then the love is taken away. Just simple things like that can dictate how we move on through adolescence and in adulthood of how we feel about ourselves.
Okay, there I think is a little bit of a disconnect for me when I think about this concept, because I go, I have confidence. I've always had confidence. Right. I must know my worth.
Right.
But then, and to be just totally honest, there's relationships that I have chosen for myself that don't reflect that. So I think, but what's the disconnect there? Do you see that a lot?
All the time. I see it with clients, and I've even seen it with my past self, is where we go into a relationship and we give all our love, and we hope that love is returned back to us, and then we get cheated on. We get betrayed, we get abused, and all these different things. But what we've done is attached all our worth to that person. So that person leaves in probably a toxic, hurtful way, and there goes our projected self-worth with that person, and that's where we get into trouble.
Rob, not just with relationships, but do we attach our worth to our social circle as well,
100%.
Our friendships?
Right. We move in a place where we want to be loved and we want to belong, right? And certain situations arise where that love doesn't come back, where a person we thought we trusted, we can't trust anymore. They do certain things. We hear someone's talking about behind our back, and then we go into ourselves and we're just like, what did I do wrong, right? And we automatically question our self-worth and our self-value with each situation. And so what I do with my work is to help identify what is the truth of your worth, right? And in order to do that, you got to start looking at the stories that you're attaching yourself to, right? I grew up in a very traumatic fashion with racism, with bullying, and so I attached all my worth to that. That must be true, right? And so that's how I grew up, with a lot of self-hate, and thinking that I wasn't good enough to belong, and all these certain stories until I started questioning whether those stories were true. And that's the first part you got to get to, is like, where am I pushing all this energy and all this attention in my self-worth and self-value into these stories?
Why is coaching so important? Because we can ask all the questions we can and hope that we can rebuild our self-worth and make it stronger.
Right.
But why coaching is beneficial?
Coaching is so beneficial because what I do is I help point out blind spots and help my clients understand and process what they've been through. And I can speak from a very empathetic place of understanding, like, okay, what they've gone through with the abuse, what they see. Because like I said, it goes into our subconscious, and we're believing these stories of abuse. We're believing these stories of when we were told we're not good enough. And so what we do is we just lay it out when we start to reframe what is actually your truth. What is actually your value? And it's really important, because we can do it all day, but we gotta throw it on the table and actually look at what is the truth and what is not the truth. And we spend a lot of time believing in the lies.
Yeah, and that's why it is so beneficial and important to have a coach, because you can't see those blind spots otherwise. So I love when you're here and you are just transparent and vulnerable. It's just such strength. So if someone's watching right now and they want to coach with you, how do they do that?
They go to my website, robsirstins.com. I'm on all social media platforms as well, just Rob Sirstins. They can check me out there.
You make me want to sing Khalid. You don't know your worth.
You should do it.
Okay, that would ruin the show. No, we're not going to do that. We're just going to put your information on our website so people can contact you. Thank you, Rob.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right.